top of this group if Estonia managed to shock Belgium?
Yeah, you never know, dear. Anything can happen, but we can only control what we do, So our full focus will be on these next two games. We want maximum points out of them. We only need 4 to finish second. So if we achieve that, great. But we'll be going out for the 2 wins. But first and foremost, we've got a tough game on Saturday night. We're playing against a Belarusian team that they ain't going to want to finish bottom of the group. They've shown in the last couple of games, certainly against the Czech Republic, that they changed their sort of way they play, changed their shape. They're a lot more attack-minded. They went toe-to-toe with the Czechs for quite a large part of the game, which we've watched back on a couple of occasions. So we'll have it all out. But, if we're at it like we have been all week in training, it's been a great camp so far. With what we're going to go with, then we should get the result that we're after.
And of course, Belarus, they made it hard, didn't they, in the away fixture in September for you, and Gareth Bale's hat-trick got you over the line in that one. Starting Gareth against Belarus in Cardiff, is that a bit of a gamble considering he hasn't played for 2 months, Rob, or are you confident he is okay from what you've seen in training?
Yeah, it's not just myself who's made that decision, Ian. As you can imagine, there's a lot of dialogue been going on with the medical team, with Gareth himself, and everybody's got to be 100% on board, and he's got to be comfortable himself. He's had a great week's training. He's had a couple of training sessions coming into camp that he's pushed himself. He's 100% at this moment in time, and that's all we can focus on. So he's more than happy to start the games, and we'll just have to manage the minutes accordingly after that.
So you said you had a plan for him. That would be to start possibly this match and then see how you're getting on, and maybe you withdraw him if you looks like you've got the win.
And again, a lot's going to be dictated by him. It's going to be a big ask, put it that way, for him to 2 competitive games in quick succession. It's going to be unrealistic to think that he's going to play both games, or start both games. So we'll see how he goes after the first game and take it from there.
Incredible honour, though, for him, Rob, to reach that 100 cap mark. And, everyone being asked about their favourite Gareth Bale moment from the last 15 years. How do you sum up the achievement? And do you have a favourite moment of Bale's?
Well, looking back at the Euros before, when I was a supporter on holiday with the family and watching his free kicks and the goals that he scored for Wales over the years has been tremendous. Being part of his journey now for the last couple of years, and having worked closely with him, for me, I see him as enthusiastic in training today as what he was 4 years ago when I took the intermediate job and coming when Chris Coleman was manager and shadowed Chris for a couple of days and watched him train. He's just as enthusiastic today about his trade, about his work, about his football as what he was then, and he'll never lose that. And that's why he's still playing at the top level, and that's why he's getting his 100th cap tomorrow. It's a great achievement for him and his family, and says a lot about him as a character.
I thought you might go for those Euros goals from 2016, and obviously those he scored in qualifying as well. Special night for him and his family, as you said. And it's a special moment for Welsh football, isn't it, Rob, to be on the brink of qualifying for a playoffs. In the past, Wales might have been out of it by now.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even go down to the wire, and there'll be a lot of uncertainty around it. I think over the last couple of years, Welsh football's been in a good place, and we've managed to continue that momentum through the Nations League. Great achievement to get promoted from B to A, which has given us that playoff place. We've had a difficult World Cup campaign. We've had some great results. I thought the best performance for us was the Czech Republic away, where we could have won the game 3-1 on another day. But to go there and play in the manner in which we did, I thought was exceptional. Then you've got the frustration of the home game against Estonia, where we couldn't quite get that goal, but created enough chances to win 2 games. So, yeah, Welsh football's in a good place, and it's no coincidence that we've now guaranteed ourselves a playoff place. But we've got 2 big games left. We want 4 points from the 2 games, or maximum points. If we get 4, great. We finish second, and we want to build that momentum and take it to March.
All the best, Rob, over the next few days. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, Ian.
Thanks, Ian. Beth Fisher.
Hey, Rob.
Hi, Beth.
We've said all along, haven't we, about this, the league kind of position, but how much are you looking forward to these 2 games, especially being at home and it kind of being the end of the campaign as well?
Yeah, great to have a home, 2 home games and a Saturday evening kick-off with a great crowd, celebrating Gareth's 100th cap, and but we can't let that be a distraction. We want to give the supporters a great performance, and if we do that, we can't guarantee results. Of course we can't, but if we guarantee the level of performance we've given in recent games, then the result should take care of itself. So from a personal note as well, we're looking forward to it.
Obviously, last night with Spain winning made, kind of cemented things. Have you looked that far ahead? Or I think I even know what the answer is going to be, but obviously you've got these 2 games. But does your mind wander a little bit to next March?
No, not really, because we want to finish second, and we want that favourable home tie. So to do that, we know what we've got to do. This full focus is on 4 points. We want to win both games, like I said earlier, but we can't get distracted with everything else and take our eye off the ball at the minute and worry about March. We'll do that after this camp, and a lot of planning then will go into it. But this moment in time, we've still got everything to play for, and first and foremost, we need a win on Saturday night.
A word on Gareth. Obviously, when you speak to him, he comes across as quite shy. He doesn't particularly like, the press spotlight, etc. The boys we've spoken to this week have said how humble he is. For you personally, working with him over your time as well, could you give us a little bit of an insight of what it's been like?
Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure to work with him, and I'm proud and privileged again to be a part of his journey and get his 100th cap. So I think humble is spot on. That's how I would describe him. He's very humble. He's the prankster amongst the group. He's always laughing, jovial. He's great around the lads. He wears the armband with pride and leads by example. So yeah, for me, I just described him, 4 years ago when I first came in to shadow Chris Coleman and watch how he worked, and at my first experience with Gareth Bale, watching him train. He has as much enthusiasm in today's session as what he did back then. So that's it's no coincidence how he's got his 100th cap.
We have a lot of sports stars in Wales who are kind of world class, but he is a superstar. You ask anyone around the world, they know his name. Do you think he's the best Wales have ever had?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Yeah, and I think a lot of young kids and boys and girls look up to him and see what he's achieved in the game, and think that they could do the same and see how he lives his life as well as what he does on the football pitch. I think he's a credit to himself and his family, absolutely. And the way he takes care of himself now, I think he's gone to another level with that. And so again, there's no coincidence at his age now why he's playing his trade at the top level and getting 100 caps for Wales. So he's been an inspiration to a lot of young children over the years.
Thanks very much, Rob. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you.
Lawrence.
Hiya, Rob. How you doing?
I'm all right, Lawrence. You?
Good, mate. Good. Listen, I know you touched on it there about his professionalism. I guess him not playing since Wales game against Estonia and then making himself available and being able to be fit again here, it says a lot about how he looks after himself.
Absolutely. He's a couple of weeks ahead of schedule, and that's because he's pushed himself. He wants to be a part of this. I've said before, every camp I turn up on, he's first in the building. That's never ever been questioned, his commitment to Wales over the years, and he leads by example. He absolutely does, and he deserves all the plaudits he's going to get.
And a big kind of occasion for him as well at the Cardiff City Stadium. It was going to be in the Czech Republic, wasn't it? But it almost feels more fitting at the Cardiff City Stadium. Yeah,
of course, it's a Saturday evening kick-off. It's at home. We'll get a good crowd there, good atmosphere. But like I said earlier, knowing Gareth as I do, the ultimate professional, his full focus will be on getting a performance for us and getting the result that we want. So, let's first and foremost, we need to do that first, and then everybody, staff, players, supporters, will all celebrate with him.
Gareth, the leader, can you give us a little insight into what he's like kind of off the pitch with the players and the youngsters around the squad?
Well, I think some of the young players coming into the squad absolutely look up to him. I think we're all supporters of Gareth. We've all been sat at home watching him. I have in recent years, and sat watching what he does on the football pitch. I've been nothing but impressed by what he does and how he conducts himself. So having worked with him closely now, I can see some of the other players, the effect he has on some of the younger players as well. Some of the coaches that come in, they're blown away by it as well, and how he trains, how he conducts himself. Just being part of the group, how he is with them, and how he sort of conducts the group as well. In a jovial sort of way is great, and he's a true leader.
And just looking at his age, there are Wales fans across the country who are desperate for him never to retire. But there's plenty of life in the old dog yet, isn't there?
Yeah, and especially the way he's looking after himself. There's no worries about that at this moment in time, honestly. He's getting to the age now where he has to look after himself, and Aaron probably falls into that category as well. You know, they're two world-class footballers, and we want them to play for as long as they possibly can at the top level and for Wales. So the way Gareth's looking after himself, I can't see that being an issue right now.
A really neat segue into Aaron there, Rob. So thank you for that. But yeah, how is Aaron, and is he ready to start as well?
Yeah, Aaron's been excellent again this week, you know, and I think he has been in recent months for us. So yeah, he's had a good week's training and you know, raring to go again.
Aaron, Gareth, and Joe Allen all ready to start. This is the holy trinity that we've been after for a long time.
Yeah, but when you look at the squad, that we've got, there's a lot of Premiership, you know, Serie A, La Liga players. It's a good squad to pick from. It's been a difficult one in many respects, difficult decisions. But no, when you've got a full squad like that, and you see some of the names on that squad, then it is exciting. So we just want to go out now and justify that, you know, performance and give a performance that the supporters will want to see.
And looking around the rest of the squad, I know there are sometimes frustrations in players maybe not getting the minutes that you would like at a sort of club level. But one of those who has is Ethan Ampadu, and sort of taken to life in Serie A. We spoke to him the other day. He's just such a grounded lad for his age, and speaks so well. Can you give us an insight into how he's progressing?
Yeah, really, really well. I'm not going to lie, I was concerned for Ethan a couple of years back. I didn't think he had that robustness about him to play 2 consecutive games, even if he come away with Wales. We knew he had an abundance of talent, absolutely. He's one of the most gifted footballers I've worked with. You know, he's got everything. He can play midfield, he can play at the back. He's got pace, he's got, you know, an eye for a pass. He reads the game really well for a young lad. And then he went to Sheffield United on loan, and that was the best decision for me that he made, because knowing Alan Nill, obviously, who's my assistant now, and Chris Wilder at the time, I know that they absolutely demand high intensity in their training, and that has turned Ethan into a robust player. You need to be like that in Italy. The Italians need to play like that when you're playing in that league, and I think that without his ability, that has helped him absolutely. He's had some great reports from where he's played, and like I said, we've got a good player on our hands, and he's getting better and better.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Rob. All the best.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Lawrence. Megan Farrington.
Hey Rob, how are you?
Hi Megan, good, thanks.
Yeah, I'm going to pull away from Bale for a second. I just have one for you. I'm going to take you back to the beginning of the World Cup qualifiers when you, at your first press conference, you had said, this was your mantra kind of, was if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for a while that had been your mantra. And then fast forward a few months, well, really fast forward just to the Belgium game, Joe Allen gets hurt within 11 minutes. So immediately something ends up getting broke. A few months down the line, a lot of chaos has happened. You guys, 5,000 miles around Europe, there's COVID. At one point you're in Russia, like a lot of things have gotten broke. So looking back on that, how have you seen that mantra come to change for you in the last few months? And how does that come to play in the next 2 games? Because it's kind of come full circle. Now Belgium are on the horizon again. Yeah,
good question. What I meant by that is if it's not broke, don't fix it. A lot of our key principles when Ryan was here and the key principles that he implemented got the team success, albeit different formations at times. We'd play a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 and attack with 5, defended with 5, and the team shape can change and vary within that. But the key principles of high intensity, when you press, you're aggressive in your press, first pass forward, runs in behind, penetrative runs in behind, those don't change. That's been getting a success over the years. So irrespective of what formation you play, and we have had to tweak it at times. In the Euros playing against Italy, it'd be crazy to go and play a back 4 against them. So we had to, we just couldn't get thrashed against them. So we went with a back 5 or a 3. It can be as negative or as positive as you want the back 3 to be and a 5 to be. At times we played a 3, certainly against Czech Republic, we had Chris Metman overlapping on the right wing. So that wasn't a negative, that was a positive. So we've had to adapt the formation over recent months, but our key principles, which has got us success in recent years, hasn't changed.
Cool. Well, that sounds good to me. And I'll let the others ask questions. But yeah, thank you.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks. I think we've got time for one question from Peter Gilbrand.
Hi Rob, you alright?
Hi Peter, you okay?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Good.
You know, I've read it on the airwaves and we've seen the headlines, you know, first playoff since 1958. Are the players, you know, that could put a lot of pressure on them? You know, I was rewatching the clips from the Israel games just this morning from all the way back when. Do the players think about the historical significance of, you know, getting the playoff with the World Cup, you know, pretty much within reach at the moment?
Yeah, we'll address that as well. That's going to be part of the pre-match chat that we have. You know, we'll all understand it. We all understand the importance of it. The lads will deal with the pressure. Top players can cope with that. You know, and you want your best players to turn up and they can deal with the pressure of playing in games like of this importance. But no, the good thing is we've now guaranteed ourselves a playoff, and that's in the bag. That's sorted. Now we have to forget about that. And we've got 2 big games coming up, one on Saturday. And if we get what we want from the 2 games, we finish second and get a more favourable tie. That does not change. The focus is completely still on that.
Perfect. Joel, public.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. And we've got one final one from Phil Walsh.
Hi, Rob. Hope you're well.
Hi, Phil.
Can I just ask you, Rob, there's been a lot of speculation with your name regarding the Cardiff job in recent weeks. I mean, can you say if there's been any contact from Cardiff, or is your sort of mind firmly committed on Wales?
Well, I've got the best job in the world. That's all I got to say, I've got the best job in the world. I'm working with a wonderful group of players. I have got the best job in the world. Full focus is on these 2 games, absolutely.
And do you expect to be in charge for the playoffs in March, Rob?
I'm just taking every game as it comes, Phil. I've been told I'm in charge, and until somebody tells me otherwise, I will be fully committed to this job. I absolutely love it. So, yeah, that's all I can say on the matter.
Diolch yn fawr. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Rob. We'll be
Cheers.
back with Gareth shortly. Diolch.